Hello, everybody, and good afternoon. Okay, so today I have a class, of course. Um, so the last class that I did, it might have been a little too political. So when it came to Brittany Griner, um, so I do think it is always wrong to smuggle any sort of illegal substance of a country into that country. And really, just never do that. There should be there are fines and things like that, and there is a penalty to pay. So that needed to be said for sure. I still do believe that she should not be detained for this long for the amount that she had. It's far too small of a quantity to, you know, detain somebody for an indeterminate amount of time. But you shouldn't smuggle drugs into another country. It's just not a good idea. And there are penalties. So instead today it's a less political class, and there will be a follow-up class to this as well. But I want everyone to know, and I know that everybody's gonna be like, oh, a class on COVID. I'm tired of hearing about COVID. That's the whole thing. That's why COVID stays so strong, is because people get tired of hearing about it or dealing with it. You go to the store now, and of course the mask mandates have been lifted, and there's cashiers, there's all sorts of people in the store. Actually, now that because I continue to wear a mask at the store, when I go, people like give you looks like, why are you wearing a mask? Are you trying to make me look bad or feel bad? And it's like, no, for me, and maybe that's just me projecting, but for me, we should stay safe, as safe as possible. All right. So that being said, the summer is not a great time for COVID. So I'm going to go over what we should prepare for right now during COVID. So the U.S. should prepare for a possible summer surge of COVID-19 cases across southern states. It says really it's all states, but probably more widespread among southern states, at least according to this. Former White House Coronavirus Response Task Force Coordinator Dr. Deborah Birx told on CBS on Sunday morning. So it's now predictable that the South will see surges in the summer and northern states will see surges in the winter, especially around the holidays, Birx said. Birx said she closely follows data out of South Africa, which has recently seen a rise in new COVID-19 cases. So this is a quote: each of these surges are about 4 to 6 months apart. That tells me that natural immunity wanes enough in the general population after 4 to 6 months that a significant surge is going to occur again. And that's what she told Face the Nation. So this is what we have to be prepared for in this country. We should be preparing right now for a potential surge in this summer across the southern United States, because we saw it in 2020 and we saw it as well in 2021. So as long as you're seeing something that keeps happening, and like I said, people kind of let their guard down and you see it consistently year after year, well, it's kind of a safe bet. And now it's science as well, just bringing in the data and looking at all that data. It's a safe bet. Public health officials need to make clear to the public that protection against the infection wanes over time. and precautions should be taken with vulnerable or compromised people, said Dr. Birx. She said that COVID-19 home testing kits and booster shots are critical tools to help Americans handle surges. So, they have said that, if you want home tests and things like that, please go ahead and get them. We have them at program, so if you want some, we have a limited amount because we also have to make sure the staff are safe, but, feel free to ask. And I don't see anybody saying no right now, but, again, with a surge, it might be reserved for staff so they stay safe and can also tell people we need to stay home during this time. I don't think there's going to be anything like a close down or anything like that, but we still need to be careful. So Birx's warning comes as U.S. cases are again rising with the spread of another Omicron strain, the BA.2 subvariant. The 7-day average of U.S. cases was almost 54,000 Saturday, up from about 49,000 a week earlier and almost 31,000 a month ago. So, you go from 1 month and then kind of from a week, you're getting a rise in cases. So this is something to be concerned about, for sure. All right, and it goes on to say that nearly 60% of adults and 75% of children have antibodies, indicating that they've been infected with COVID-19, according to new data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. It is unclear what that means for protection against future infections, health experts say. And for that reason, the CDC says it is still important to stay up to date on COVID-19 vaccinations and boosters. And I'm hoping that there already is a second booster for people that are considered immunocompromised. So, not for healthcare workers or things like that yet, but most individuals most all y'all can get that second booster, which will help, and hopefully soon staff can get that second booster as well. So Dr. Anthony Fauci, President Joe Biden's chief medical advisor and the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, caused a stir last week when he said, "We are open, certainly, right now in this country, out of the pandemic phase." He clarified later to explain he didn't mean the pandemic is over, but that the country is in a transition phase, which is good news. So Fauci says, we're not over the pandemic. Don't let anybody get the misinterpretation that the pandemic is over. But we are in a different phase of the pandemic, Fauci said, a phase that's a transition phase, hopefully headed toward more of a control where you can actually get back to some form of normality without total disruption of society, economically, socially, school-wise, etc. So, I'm glad it ended on a nice note there. But as I said before, there have been surges and there will be surges. And so, we know the summertime is one. There are a lot of people that want to get outside, they want to travel, they want to enjoy really hot weather, but sunny weather. And then, of course, during the winter months, with the holidays and everything like that, people want to get together with families and all of that. And so we are transiting. Like I said, you see a lot of people without masks on, and you still see people with masks on. But it's still not something that's a over and done with sort of thing. So it's best that we just stay on top of it, stay aware of what we need to do, and my next class, not next class, but another class that I'll have this week, will also talk about how you can protect yourself. And I'd like to thank the person that sent it to me. Thank you. How to protect yourself at home, because it's still very important that, say, somebody in your family does have COVID or something like that, how to keep your home clean, how to quarantine safely, and all of those wonderful things. So please let me know when you watch this, and of course, once you have watched it, let me know if there's any suggestions you have or ideas that you have of, like, even places to go during this transition phase, so that we can still stay safe, but get out a little bit more to the places that we want to go. You know, restaurants still not the best place, and hopefully the movies will become more of a safe place. But I want us all to go together to a movie. So that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon. Ciao for now.